Family, with all the stuff you got to get accomplished in a 24-hour period, how do you effectively manage your time to get all your tasks done? This is an issue I had to deal with for a long time until I apply specific strategies to help me organize my time so I would not miss things that is very important or things keep on getting pushed to the next day. I did something called a time audit. Now, a lot of people are familiar with an audit, especially if you're an individual who is trying to get your finances in order. A lot of times when you write down things on paper, you get to see exactly where your money is going. Then you have to decide what are those things that's essential and what are those things that's non-essential. And then it might be a person who has all these subscriptions. You have Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, a lot of different streaming services that you don't need. Some of them you don't even watch all the time. Or it might be other things that you have. Might have like 10, 12, 20 different credit cards, which is crazy, right? But some people have a lot of different credit cards and they like to pay. Or these pay later services like Klarna, Affirm, Afterpay, PayPal. And then when you look up, you're just like, wait a second, this stuff is bleeding me dry. That same approach you can use towards your time. So when I looked at my daily schedule, I had to say, oh, I have 24 hours in a day. Now, no matter how much I try, that's all you get. You can't get 25, 26. It's absolutely impossible. So within the 24 hours of the day, I started writing down how is that time divided up. I know I spend at least 8 hours, right, sleeping. Then 10 hours is allocated to work. 8 hours is at work, and then 2 hours for travel time. Then I put aside 2 hours for gym, then an hour to hour and a half for my various projects that I'm working on, and then 2 hours for my family. So when you actually look at your time, you realize you really don't have a lot of time like you think you have. And you really have to be creative with your time. Now, if you noticed, I never mentioned once about Bible study or doing other or extracurricular activities within that time. So within that 24-hour period, I have to get creative. So if I want to focus on a specific time block, let's look at the 10 hours I gave towards my job. Now, 2 hours is spent traveling. Within that traveling time, since I take the train to work, I'm getting a lot of research done or studying my Bible, going over memory verses, or anything educational that's going to help me in my YouTube lane, my personal business lane, or whatever objectives or tasks that I have set for myself so I can perform or do those things more effectively. It's no different than when I'm going to the gym. I don't travel to the gym via car or subway. I normally walk. And during that time, I use that time to listen to a lot of content or go over memory verses or study scripts and different things that will help me to get certain tasks done in a more effective way. Right now, I'm learning how to be more competent or try to get from a novice level to a more of a pro level and CapCut. That program is a lot to digest when you're dealing with that. But the main point is, if you don't find time throughout your day to get these things done, you're just not going to get it done. And you've realized that wasting time doing stuff that's not important. You have fixed time and you have flexible time. You have things that are extremely required or non-negotiable, then you have negotiable things throughout your day that you can just put off to the side. It could just be time watching Netflix, scrolling on your phone, playing video games. If those things is not going to help you overall in pushing yourself closer to your goals in life, then some of that stuff you're going to have to sacrifice in order to achieve whatever the things you set out to achieve. So when I do a time audit, I'm really looking at certain things and saying, what if I need more time? Now, I understand you only get 24 hours in a day, but what if I need more time? So I'm going to have to pull time from somewhere. The first thing I might do is just pull it from my sleep. Yes, I did say I get 8 hours of sleep, but instead of getting 8 hours, there's going to be certain days I only can get 7 or get 6. And the reason why I do that, because where else are you really going to pull it from? Now, this will allow me to either get up early, like I do Monday through Friday, so I can leave the house a little bit earlier so I can get my steps in. Now, I get a lot of steps in. I know a lot of people, they kind of do 10,000 steps a day. I'm averaging 20,000 plus steps a day. But I rather get my cardio through walking than going to the gym and being on the treadmill or the elliptical. But while I'm walking and getting my steps in, it also allows me to do research, study, or come up with other things that will help me along the way. Different videos, different ideas for inventory or merch. It's a lot of things you can do when you have time and you can just be more constructive. But if you are a person who's working, if you do not prioritize your time or structure it in a way where you know exactly where your time is going, it makes it seem like it's almost overwhelming or impossible to get certain things done. And I think that might be the reason why a lot of people, they don't even attempt to maybe start a business or get on social media, and maybe that might be an avenue that they can explore in generating extra income, or for the sole purpose of helping people that's in the same situation just like them, and they're trying to help those type of individuals see that yes, you can, it's tough, but if you organize your day in a certain manner, yes, you can overcome those things. But you will have to be organized in not just time, but every aspect of your life. You can't just wing it. You have to be intentional on the things that you do. So doing a time audit is extremely important. Write down your time, see where your day is going. See how much time you're spending on things that's not really important. There's flexible time and there's time that's just fixed, things that you just can't negotiate with. Then you have when you at work. Some of you guys might have a little bit more freedom or liberty to get a little extra stuff done on the side. And if you're in that situation, do it. But all the free time that you have, you should definitely figure out ways to get things done. Now, a lot of these examples I gave is in my context, because if I'm not at work or doing things for the business or recording for YouTube, I have to figure out creative ways to get things done. And church and God is a major part of my life. Studying God's word is a daily thing. That's a non-negotiable. Spending time with my family is a daily thing. That's a non-negotiable. Working on YouTube every day is a non-negotiable. Working out, going to the gym is a non-negotiable. There are certain non-negotiables that I have to get done in the course of my day. And I only have a certain amount of time to get those things done. So my day has to be structured in a certain way. So for all you guys out there, you think it's tough or you think it's not achievable, definitely is. But when you write things down and you actually see the numbers on paper, you have a better idea on what's going on with your time. It's no different if you are trying to catch up on your bills or if you're in a lot of debt. If you really don't know how much debt you're in and where your paycheck is going, then you will never get out of a situation. And you have to show discipline. You will not be able to say yes to everybody. There's going to be a lot of times you're going to have to say no, because you know the situation that you're in. You know what you're trying to get accomplished. And guess what? When you are a one-man show and you don't have a team yet to help you, then unfortunately you have to do what you have to do. This is a non-negotiable. You're not trying to come across as what other people's asking for you is not important. But if you can't arrange the time to get those things done, then you just have to be honest with them, because things won't always be that way. As you climb up, as you get further along in that project that you're working on, and you start to see various levels of success, it will open up more time because now you're becoming more efficient. But when you start anything, when you don't really know how to do certain things, to learn those things, it's just going to take time and there's no way around it. And you're going to have to find the time to do it. Yes, it might mean waking up earlier. Yes, it might mean going to sleep later. There are going to be days when you get tired, but that's okay because you're looking at the end result. It's all about the desired efficacy that you want in order to one day you can live a more free and peaceful life. Because right now, when you're trying to get things done, you got to put your hand towards the plow and just make it happen. Until the next time, guys, reset.